Guess what? It's time for your daily message. And today we are going to be using another Lenormand deck. We're going to be using the Mirror Truth Lenormand deck. I've used this one before. I seem to gravitate towards a few a few decks on a pretty consistent basis. I guess I have favorites even though I don't think that I do. All right. So before we get into the reading, you guys, how have the readings been applying to your lives? Because a lot has come into fruition for me. For example, a few readings ago, I mentioned that there would be tangible clarity. That tangible clarity definitely came, and it was pretty cool. It was not in the area that I expected. It was on something that I was confused about years ago and finally let go of. And then all of a sudden, I was like, wow, I know exactly how to do that. Wow, that's why did I overcomplicate it before? And then in an even more recent reading, there was something about not listening to other people as much and really trusting yourself. That came up like a few days after that reading for me, and I listened to it with balance. With balance, it is good to take other people's advice into consideration, of course, as well. But I did not weigh it more than my own, and I feel like that was really, really helpful. And that was like something that I've been continuing to do. It was like an event that happened a few days ago, I think this weekend, but I've been continuing to listen to myself over that, and it's really been paying off. So it's something that was an event, but then it's like something that I'm consistently doing as well. It's connected. I don't know if that makes any sense. And then many readings ago, many of these daily messages ago, I mentioned that there was going to be a lot of opportunities coming in. Wow. So many opportunities. Opportunities I had never considered started showing up. Opportunities that I never thought that I'd be capable of started showing up. I think that was part of one of the readings. And I'm thrilled. Like, those opportunities are not necessarily entirely manifested completely yet, or like tangible, or like something that you can touch just yet, but it's pretty easy. Like, it's like I'm being set up already. Um, yeah, so I'm just curious how things are going for you guys. All right, enough of that. All right, so today's daily reading, let's get into it. So this is feeling a little bit like love to me as well, but take it as it resonates. So there is somebody in your life with a ship, and they are being very, very present. They are really showing up. They're doing their best. And when I say present, if they have been very negative in the past, they are really trying to show up differently. They're really trying to show up positively. They're really trying to not just say that they love you, but like really embody that energy and radiate it out towards you. So whoever this is, it feels like it's very good. And then with the house, what we have here is they really want to make your life comfortable in some way. And they're starting to come up with ideas around how to do that. Now, the how may be a little bit confusing for them. They're not entirely sure exactly how to do it, but they are coming up with ideas. They are trying to put some kind of structure or framework in place. You may not really be able to see the evidence of that. It may be a little bit more behind the scenes or maybe in their mind, but that's definitely what they're thinking about. You may need to help them out, and that's perfectly fine. With the writer, I feel like there's somebody in your life that maybe is wanting you to dress sexier or maybe be sexier. This does not mean that you are not already sexy, but maybe that's just something that they're looking for right now. They already think of you that way, but maybe it's just something that's been on their mind. Now, if you don't feel very comfortable dressing sexier or acting sexier, that's perfectly fine because there are many ways to achieve sexual desirability. And one of the best ways, probably the most powerful way, is to create the energy within the self of feeling that way and believing that you already are. And then people are just drawn to your energy. And there you go. Just having that natural allure, which really comes from the inside. So, if however you want to take care of that, there you go. So, with the tree, it's important to know that things may take time. And that's okay. Now, with the tree, I feel like it's not saying that things are going to move at a snail's pace. They're not even going to move as slowly as maybe they have in the past. They're not even going to move at the slowest rate as the past. But things are going to take their time. So, the way that I imagine this is if you were to actually be in a forest or to be in a field, let's say, and you saw a tree growing, instead of it taking 100 years to grow to its full fruition, 10 years, 20 years, whatever that tree is, it would actually grow in a matter of maybe 10 minutes. So it's actually growing, changing colors, just the beauty of it all, while still allowing it to come significantly faster than it normally would. 10 minutes is pretty awesome compared to 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, 100 years, right? So this isn't saying that things are going to be going at a snail's pace, but it's saying things are going to be taking a little bit of time, but in a way that is going to be really magical if you allow yourself to see it that way. With the key, I feel that people are going to be saying really nice things about you, or maybe writing you some letters. There's going to be some really positive feedback, positive thoughts about you. So that's really nice. It's always good to hear. So, gossip can be negative, but in this case, it's going to be very, very positive. Now, the other thing here is, especially in relationships, but really I feel this applies to any relationship. It can be career. Things seem like they're going really well, right? There's a lot of positive cards, and maybe you guys have been realizing a lot of things from the past readings have been coming into your life as well, like opportunities for yourself, clarity for yourself, really learning to trust yourself, etc. But what the Mountain card is trying to tell us is, hey, just because things are really good right now doesn't mean that they're going to stay that way. There are some obstacles that are coming up, and they may end up being actual mountains instead of molehills this time. But with the rods, I feel like this is saying that things are actually going really, really well. This is confirmation for that. And so this message isn't here to scare you or worry you or make you second guess the joy that you're feeling. Rather, it's here to prepare you so that when obstacles do show up, you are aware that this is not a surprise. It's not like the rug is getting pulled under your feet. And so when they show up, you notice them, you recognize them, and instead of allowing yourself to maybe be taken from happiness all the way down to fear, sadness, depression, disappointment, wanting to give up, you can stop yourself because you're like, oh, no, this is happening. I knew this was going to happen. This is okay. And then when you're able to stop yourself, then what do you get to do? Then you get to change how you view that situation. You get to change the energy of that situation, which will be a lot easier if you catch yourself before going all the way down to depression, right? Because when you're down to depression, it can be really hard to even desire something different, right? We want to give up. We just want to sit there. We're just like, well, this will just be what it always is, and maybe I deserve it kind of thinking, right? So if you're able to catch yourself, then maybe you drop down to frustration, but then you're able to catch yourself, and then you're able to shift your energy much more quickly. So this is not to warn you, but rather to prepare you. This is not supposed to be a negative thing, but rather just letting you know, hey, there's still some work to do around your energy to really improve your life, and there's certain things that you don't know that you need to work on right now, and so the obstacles are going to present themselves so that you have that opportunity. So use it as an opportunity, not as a discouragement. The snake is saying that it's very important that you continue to do your energy work, your manifestation work. When things are going really well, it can be very easy for us to allow that to slip and slide. We feel so good that we don't feel the need to do that kind of work anymore. But guess what? Here's the thing. Don't just use manifestation work to get yourself out of holes. Use it to make your life even better when it's already good. Use it to up level as well. So that's what the snake is wanting to tell us is don't ignore the little things that are annoying you that you don't want to focus on because you already feel really good. Focus on them. Don't over-focus on them, but still do your energy work so that you are always up-leveling yourself. And if you do that, you're going to have growth in ways that you want. You're going to have more joy. And my feel is with these obstacles, this is not really something that you can avoid with the mountain. There are going to be some issues, but you can smooth them over a little bit, and definitely you can use them as opportunities to make sure that they don't show up ever again. That's why they're showing up, to let you know, hey, you got to deal with this so that you don't have to deal with it ever again. So I don't think you can circumvent them, but you can smooth them over, and you definitely can remove them from your future. And with the birds, you may be shattering some ceilings. And actually, that's one of the messages with the tree as well, that this is really a time to break through any negativity that you may still be holding on to and shatter that. Shatter that ceiling, shatter that box, shatter any kinds of ways that you may be trapping yourself or getting yourself stuck in your mind or having certain expectations that maybe aren't really realistic or accurate anymore, and start letting them go because you don't need them anymore. And if you continue to do that, then yeah, the future is looking very, very bright. And that is your daily message.